Tina Cooks is made possible through the generous support of E.T. Cody & Sons Auto Parts, Leominster, Papa John's Pizza, Leominster and Fitchburg, KC's Body Connection Massage Center, connecting body, mind, and spirit, Boucher Construction, Central Mass Sand and Gravel. Hi, welcome to Tina Cooks. Today I'm doing turtle brownies. Of course, they're going to be simple. And we're going to do cookie pie. I'm going to start out with the turtle brownies. I use a box recipe for 89 cents. You can't beat it. But if you have a recipe you like to use, definitely use it. I cheat when I bake whenever I can. Now I'm just going to follow the box. 2 eggs. 1/4 cup of water and 1/2 cup of oil. Now, if you want to cut out the oil, 1/2 cup of applesauce will work good. And I've used pudding. That works really good. And in Weight Watchers, they teach you can use black beans, puree black beans, a little bit of water, and you can get a pretty good low-calorie brownie out of that. Okay. I'm just going to mix this. You don't have to mix it, too much. Brownies don't need to be overworked. Now, if you want to throw nuts in here, you can. I'm going to make it a turtle brownie, which means I'm going to have nuts on the top of it. So I'm not going to put nuts inside, but you can if you want to. They're good with nuts inside, too. I am going to throw a handful of chocolate chips in here, though. Not too many, just a couple. It'll give it a nice double chocolate flavor. Okay, that's pretty good. Clean off our spoons. And we're going to dump this. I got an edge here that's not mixed. I'm going to make sure everything's mixed in. You don't want to have any powdery stuff. Now this pan is just greased. It's a 13 by 9 pan. I like to make sure I get everything out. There we go. Just hit a lump. Alrighty. Just spread it out. Like so. I've made these in pie plates too, so you can make a brownie turtle pie. I've done that. There's a lot of things you can do with these quick desserts. They're easy. Not exactly from scratch. Just tap this out a little bit. Get the bubbles out. We're going to stick this in. My oven's on a convection bake, so I have it on 350. And we're going to give that about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We'll be back. When we clean up this mess, we'll start the pie. All right, we're going to start with our cookie pie. Now, the cookie pie I do from scratch. There are pie crusts you can buy in the refrigerator section down at the grocery market. And there's packaged cookie mixes you can buy, which I've used when I taught the kids. And it was great, worked out great. They taste delicious. But I like to do mine by scratch, so I'm going to show you. Of course, I'm using the wrong measuring cup. I need a 1/3 cup of shortening. And this is a basic, very simple. It comes out great every time. I haven't had a problem with it yet. 1/3 cup of shortening to a cup of flour. If I can get the shortening out. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to add a cup of flour. Okay. Of course, I did forget my salt. Like I said, in a perfect world, I'm going to remember everything someday, but not today. Okay. Now I have ice water here and a tablespoon. But you're going to mix this first. Okay, you're going to rub it in your hands until you get that nice and crumbly like oatmeal. This should only take you a few minutes. I think this is the most important part of mixing a pie crust, because the more you incorporate and you put in the shortening, the flakier it's going to be. So you want it like oatmeal. You don't want lumps of Crisco in here or shortening, whatever you use. If you want a buttery flavor, you could use butter. Okay, here we go. This is the texture you want to see. There you go. I'm going to take 4 tablespoons of ice water. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to mix that around. Just pull it together. Okay. That's basically it. The pie crust is done. And I just push. I don't want to knead it. I just push it together to form a ball. Okay. Take a little bit of flour, put it down like so. We'll let that rest a minute. Move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. Just give myself a little bit of room to roll, because now I'm going to roll. Rock and roll. Where's my board? Here's my pin, flour pin. Okay. Next thing I want to do, because I forgot, is I want to butter my pie plate. Nothing better than a little bit of butter in the bottom of your pie crust. Helps it cook, get nice and brown. Delicious. Okay, I usually do that first. A little out of sequence. Okay, so now we're going to roll it like this. Make sure there's some flour on the bottom and the top. And when you roll, you want to roll and move. Roll. It's not going to move, wait. Got to pick it up, and you need some flour. Don't be afraid to flour. Roll and move it. Roll and move it. Got a little hole there, but I'm not going to let it bother me, because I'm just going to keep going. A little bit of flour. Now, as this gets bigger, I'm going to stop moving it as much, because it will break up a little bit. But this is good. Okay. I'm going to pull this back. Now, you can make this pie crust a little thicker if you like. I like thin pie crust. I'm not really that much of a pie crust eater. I don't like the edges. I'm going to poke in the little holes, because I got a hole there, but, you know. If everything was going great, it would look perfect. But, hey, see I got a gap over here? Just bring that over there. Now I'm just going to start to fold the pie crust in, like so. I roll it and crimp it. I don't go for beauty contests when I do pie crust. There's a lot of ways you could, you know, take your time, roll them up. I'm taking that big clunk out of there and just using a little piece. I don't like a lot, like I said, a lot of pie crust on the edge. See, I have none here, so I'll roll that in. And then basically, I'm just going to go this way now and crimp it and roll it under, try to get it to look a little neater. Okay? The brownies. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, clean up this mess, and we'll start with the cookie pie filling. I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to start with the cookie part of the recipe, and we're going to do a half a recipe of the Toll House cookies, which is right on the back of the bag. Okay, so we're going to have, let me find it. Here it is. We're going to have 1 stick of butter. Now it calls for 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and 3/4 of a cup of sugar. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to get 3/4 of the cup and do half and half. All right, so let me pull this over here. And I'm going to just take this and one more. Okay, so that's half. And I pressed it down because you want to press it down. Okay, and then I'm going to take the rest, regular sugar. Okay, which I'm just going to use this measuring cup because it's going to be easier with the sugar. Okay, a little bit more. And that's how I split the recipe. I'm going to put that in there. And we're going to need 1 egg. Now I incorporate the butter and the sugars together. Okay, we're going to use my hand mixer here. Woo! Going kind of fast. I'm going to put my egg in here. I'm going to mix that good. Now, normally it calls for a teaspoon of vanilla, which I'm going to use the whole teaspoon. I'm not going to cut it in half because I want to taste it. Can't get my vanilla. Getting cookies all over me. Okay, I'm going to put a teaspoon in there, just like that. And I'm going to finish mixing this here. It's killing my mic. Sorry, Carl. I want this nice and smooth and incorporated. Now at this point, I'm not going to mix this anymore. I'm all done using the mixer because I think it just makes it makes a tough cookie. That's my opinion. All right, so now what we have to do is, where's my teaspoon? Here it is. I'm going to wipe it off because it's got vanilla all over it. I should just get a clean one. Now, usually you go with a teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda. I'm going to do a half. Teaspoon of salt. I think it's a teaspoon. Here I am measuring, a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do half. Okay? So that's powder salt. Now I'm going to do my flour, which is 1. It's actually 2 1/4. So I'm going to put in 1. And then I'm going to take, I had a 1/4 cup measure here. I don't know, I'm going to guess, I guess. We'll kick out a little more because we want half of that. So you're going to use a half of a 1/4 cup, which is like an 1/8. You get an 1/8 cup measure. All right, so I'm just going to check. I got my flour, my soda, my salt, my butter, my sugar, my vanilla, my eggs. So now I'm going to get a wooden spoon over here real quick, and we're going to mix these in. And I'm going to put a cup of chocolate chips, because usually it calls for 2, so I'm going to add a cup. I measure my chips because I got a really big bag here. Otherwise, I would just throw the package in, but that's a big bag of chips, so I measure. Alrighty. Now, if you want to put nuts in here, that would be great. Put nuts in here. It's wonderful with nuts. We don't have a lot of nut eaters in this house. All right. Carl, I'm going to take 2 seconds and check my brownies because I can smell them really, really intensely. Let me put on a light over here so that you can see. Is that too bright? Okay. I just take a toothpick, put it in, and it's nice and clean. So those are ready to come out. I'm not going to cut them. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm just going to put them right there and let them cool. Okay? put that back in. Okay, and there we go. I want to make sure I get all my flour out of the bottom on this. Now for the cookie pie. We get the cookie dough all ready. Okie dokie. I'm going to get the pie crust out of the refrigerator, which is chilled a little bit. Okay? Now, what I want to do with this is I'm going to lightly flour my hands. Okay? Because I don't just drop it in there. I should, but I don't. I like to pick it up, pat it in. I should get a scraper. That's all right, I'll make do. Okay. Now, when you make a cookie pie, can you overstuff a cookie pie? Yes, you can. You overstuff them, they don't come out as, they tend to be raw in the middle. I don't cook this a lot like a regular cookie. You're going to actually let it, you know, be a little bit underdone so that it'll finish cooking when you let it cool. I like to come to about the edge of the pie crust. Anything more than that, I think you might be pushing it because it doesn't cook evenly. So if you use a 9-inch, you can probably get away with one of those packages. This is an 8-inch pie, okay, so I'm basically using half the cookie recipe. If you get a 9-inch, you could probably use the whole recipe. Okay, this is going to go in the oven, 350. And that's going to take a good 20, 25 minutes, and we'll be back to check. All right, now we're going to make our brownies, turtle brownies. Now I put some chocolate chips into the microwave to melt them down a little bit. And I'm going to take some butterscotch, and I'm going to put that in for about maybe 15 seconds, just so that it flows easy. And I'm going to take this chocolate, and I'm going to drizzle it on the brownies like this. The brownies are still a little warm, so it'll help the chocolate so that it flows. You can put as much or as little as you want. I got about maybe 3/4 of a cup in here. I'm just going to drizzle around all the edges. Okay. And I want to use it all. I don't want to waste any. You can also take the chocolate chips and put them on top while the brownies are real hot, and that will help them melt too. Okay? Now I'm going to get the butterscotch or caramel, whichever one you prefer to use. This is a butterscotch caramel. And then you're going to see it's nice and pliable now, so you can drizzle this too. And you're going to take this and you're going to drizzle it the other way on the top, like so. And this is simple, and by the time we're finished putting ice cream or whatever you want to top on this when we plate it up, it's a great dessert, and it didn't take you any time at all. Baking isn't really a strong part of my, I love to cook. Baking has not always been one of my favorite things to do. So I try to keep it simple and easy. Okay, you could also use the butterscotch morsels if you wanted. I like caramel, so I put a lot of caramel. I like caramel more than chocolate. And then what we're going to do, you could use white chocolate, you could use a real dark chocolate, you can use a milk chocolate. If I had white chocolate, I'd probably drizzle white chocolate on it too. I'm just going to chop up some walnuts, maybe about a cup or so. Oops. That nut doesn't want to get chopped. It's avoiding the knife. Then we're going to pick them up, and we're going to sprinkle them all over the top like this. You can use pecans. You can use almonds. I had walnuts. I think I have pecans too in the freezer, but I grabbed these first. Okay. And that's how you make turtle brownies. We're going to set this aside. And while we're going, I am going to check the cookie pie. I think it may be ready. It may not be, but we're going to check it out. Doesn't look ready. No, I'm going to give that a few more minutes, and then we should be good to go. All right, we're going to check our pie and see how it's doing. Yeah. Yep, I would say that that is done. Toothpick comes out clean. It hit a chocolate morsel, but it's going to be chocolatey. And here we go, and this is what the pie looks like. It's wonderful. We're going to let this cool a little bit. Over here with the brownies, wait till you see how we're going to plate these. Okay, now we're going to plate up our desserts. I'm an ice cream cutter, so I'm going to open up this box of ice cream because I like nice little neat squares. Okay. All right. I know you've all seen me do this before. We're going to start out with the cookie pie. And we're just going to take a nice slice of the cookie pie. Now the cookie pie, oh, it's nice and, oh, look at that. Nice and squidgy in the middle there. Got these chocolate chips, we won't leave those out. Okay, we're going to put this here for now. And I'm going to cut this on an angle so that we have a nice little cube here, like so. And then I'm going to take some hot fudge sauce. Oh yeah. I microwaved this. I just bought it. You can make your own hot fudge if you'd like to. And we'll put a little bit of caramel on the top. Oh yeah. Tell me that isn't beautiful. And some whipped cream. I'm gonna put some over here, like that. And some on the top, like that. Okay. This is number one. This is cookie pie. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now the next thing I'm going to do is the turtle brownie. I'm going to present this two different ways. I'm going to take the brownie, I'm going to cut it up. It's got all that nice squishy stuff on the top there. Give me another dish. Here we go. I'm just going to present this plain because it is very good just plain. Okay, we're just going to put a little cream over here on this side like that. Excellent. This is one turtle brownie. Now the next turtle brownie I'm going to kick up, so to speak. Cut this out. It's going to take a little bit of construction here, I think. Okay. I'm going to get my bread saw because it's going to work out the best way. And we're going to cut this right in half. Okay. You could cut this in half and put ice cream through the whole thing before you even build it if you wanted to. Okay. Now you can see the chocolate chips in there to give it that extra chocolatey. Okay, we're going to put this over here like this. Oh, pretty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a banana. Oh, that's a bad banana. Let's find some good banana. This banana is horrible, but that's okay. We're going to slice up what we can out of it. Okay. And we're going to put some bananas on here. You can slice them any way you want. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put it on the top. Oh, yeah. And then, to add insult to injury, we're going to add a little hot fudge right across the top like so. And whipped cream. Okay, now tell me this isn't a beautiful dessert. All right. We're just going to put it toward one side, decorate it up. Okay, so we're finishing up the turtle ice cream sundae. I also have some chocolate sprinkles. Okay, I'm going to put them over here like this. Chocolate lover's delight. Excellent. Okay, so now I have some guests here tonight. Gina, Andy, Ma, come over. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. We're on the show here. Move, move, move. Everybody take a bite. This is, come on, take a bite. cookie pie, turtle brownie sundae. Let's see how they love it. Very good. That's our dessert show for tonight. Thank you for watching Tina Cooks. Have a good night. Oh, watch out for the light. Okay. I'm ready for dessert, Carl. Are you?
Yeah.
What are you trying? I think I'm gonna try one of those brownie sundaes. Pretty intense. Okie dokie.